Hello students, today's topic is microbes in human welfare. We are all surrounded by different microorganisms which are both useful as well as harmful to us. Now these microorganisms are present everywhere and they cause different kinds of diseases, and they are also useful to us in various ways. So in this topic we are going to learn how microbes are useful to us in various ways and how they make our life better and environment a suitable place to live in. Microbes are the major components of the biological systems on this earth. They are present everywhere. They are seen in soil, water, air, inside our bodies, upon other animals and plants. These are present even at sites when there are no life forms could possibly exist. Like deep inside the geysers, you find the microbes, deep inside the soil, under the layers of snow, and also in highly acidic environments also, you find microbes present. So they survive in every possible environment. You can see the pictures where they are present in different places where harsh environmental conditions are seen. In such places also, microbes can survive, where other life forms are not possible to survive. Like microbes, what are they actually? What are the different kinds of microbes? They are protozoa, bacteria, fungi, microscopic viruses, virions, and also prions. So what are prions? They are nothing but the proteinaceous infectious agents which have only the protein core and the nucleic acid is absent. Whereas virions they are the nucleic acid devoid of the protein core. So you can see the picture of the microbes over here: protozoa, bacteria, viruses, fungi. Now bacteria and fungi, they grow on nutritive media to form colonies that can be seen with the naked eye also. Such cultures of bacteria and fungi are useful to study. You can see the cultures in the slides given, the cultures of bacteria and fungi. Such cultures will help us for their study to understand their morphology and other physiological activities. Several microbes are useful to man in diverse ways. Now let us see how microbes are useful in household products. We use microbes or products derived from microbes every day. You can see the microbe products or the products of microbes, we use them in everyday life. A common example is the production of curd from milk. We drink milk, isn't it, daily? So the curd which comes from the milk is because of the activity of the microorganisms. Like lactic acid, bacteria will help in conversion of milk into curd. Microorganisms such as lactobacillus and others, which are also commonly called as lactic acid bacteria, they grow in milk and convert it into curds. During the growth, the lactic acid bacteria produce acids which will coagulate and partially digest the milk proteins, and that will result in the formation of curd. So if you want to really form a curd at home, what you have to do? You have to take a fresh milk, add a small amount of curd to it, and make sure that the milk is at suitable temperature, and this small amount of curd will act like an inoculum or a starter which contains millions of lactic acid bacteria. This will help in formation of curd or yogurt. So this curd and yogurt, daily taking of this is very important because it helps in increasing our nutritional quality in the body, and it helps in increasing vitamin B12. So you can see how the milk is converted into yogurt. You have seen in our stomach also, lactic acid bacteria play a very important role in checking disease causing microorganisms. Now coming to what is the meaning of probiotics? Probiotics are the friendly bacteria used for therapeutic purposes and for the betterment of human health. These probiotics are nothing but the curd and yogurts. Now the dough which we use for making foods like dosa, idli in our daily breakfast is also fermented by bacteria. The puffed up appearance of dough is because of the production of carbon dioxide gas by the bacteria. The dough which is used for making bread is also fermented using the baker's yeast, which is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. A number of traditional drinks and foods are also made by fermentation by the microbes. You can see in the picture, all these traditional drinks and foods are made by the use of microbes by a process called as fermentation. Toddy, a traditional drink of some parts of southern India, is made by fermenting sap from palms. Palm plants will be there, no? From the sap of that palm plants, we get a traditional drink called as toddy. Microbes are also useful to ferment fish, soya bean and bamboo shoots to make the foods. So you can see in the picture, fish, soya bean and bamboo shoots, these are fermented by the help of microbes. And one more important product which is produced due to the activity of microbe is cheese. This is the oldest food items. Different varieties of cheese are known by their characteristics, texture, flavor, taste, and the specificity coming from the microbes used. For example, the large holes in Swiss cheese are due to the production of large amount of carbon dioxide produced by a bacterium named Propionibacterium shermani. The Roquefort cheese is ripened by growing a specific fungi by name Penicillium roqueforti on it. And similarly, Camembert cheese is ripened by growing Penicillium camemberti on it, which gives it a particular flavor. Microbes in industrial products, we will learn about them now. Already we have learned about how microbes are useful in household products. So let us see how in industry microbes are useful to us in various methods. Microbes are used to synthesize a number of products valuable to human beings. You can see in the pictures. These are the various instruments used in the industry for production of various products by the use of microbes. For example, antibiotics, most important medicines to combat various diseases. Beverages. Now, generation of all these useful products on an industrial scale requires growing microbes in a very large vessels, which are also called as fermenter. You can see in the slide the fermenters. These are large vessels in which useful products are produced on a very big basis in the industry. Now, fermented beverages. Microbes, especially yeast, they are used for the production of beverages like wine, whiskey, brandy and rum. The same yeast, that is Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is used for bread making, which is also commonly called as brewer's yeast. This is used for fermenting malted cereals and fruit juices to produce ethanol. You can see the formula of ethanol also, where yeast is employed to produce this. Depending on the type of the raw material used for fermentation and the type of processing, with or without distillation, different types of alcoholic drinks are obtained. Like wine and beer are produced without distillation. Whiskey, brandy and rum are produced by distillation of the fermented broth. Now coming to antibiotics, these are produced by microbes which are regarded as most significant ones. Now here if you say the term antibiotics, anti is a Greek word which means against and bio means life. Together they mean against life and they are used to combat various kinds of diseases. So these are few antibiotics shown in the picture which are produced by the microbes. Antibiotics are chemical substances which help in killing or retarding the growth of other disease-causing microorganisms. So what are antibiotics? These are nothing but these are chemical substances which are produced by some microbes and they help in killing other microorganisms which cause diseases. So we are familiar with the commonly used antibiotic called penicillin. I think this question you can all answer. Who discovered penicillin? It is Alexander Fleming. Penicillin was the first antibiotic which was discovered by Alexander Fleming. Alexander Fleming, while working on Staphylococci bacteria, he observed a mold growing in one of his culture plates around which Staphylococci could not grow. So he found out that it was due to a chemical produced by the mold. And he named it as penicillin after the mold Penicillium notatum. So it is a fungi. So penicillin is produced from a fungi called Penicillium notatum. Here the picture of Alexander Fleming, the famous scientist who first discovered penicillin. Because of the efforts of him, the full potential of penicillin was established by the efforts of Ernest Chain and Howard Florey. You can see the pictures of the scientists Alexander Fleming, Ernest Chain and Howard Florey too in the slide. This antibiotic was extensively used to treat American soldiers wounded during World War II. Fleming, Chain and Florey were awarded the Nobel Prize in 1945 for this discovery of an antibiotic called penicillin. So you can see in the picture Nobel Prize being received by the scientists. After penicillin, several other antibiotics were also purified from other microbes like streptomycin, gentamicin, neomycin. Antibiotics have greatly improved to treat deadly diseases such as plague, whooping cough, which is also called as Kali Khansi, diphtheria, Galgotu and leprosy, which is Kusht Rog. You can see in the picture different kinds of diseases which can be cured by antibiotics. Today we cannot imagine the world without antibiotics, isn't it? So world without antibiotics is unimaginable in the present scenario. Now there are various chemicals, enzymes and other bioactive molecules also produced by microorganisms. And these microbes, which are also used for commercial and industrial production of certain chemicals like organic acids, alcohols and enzymes. Examples of acid producers are the microbes which help in production of acids. These are the examples. You can see in the table the name of the organism, the type of microbe and the product formed from them. Aspergillus niger, it is a fungus which helps in production of citric acid. Next one is Acetobacter aceti, which is a bacterium which helps in production of acetic acid. Clostridium botulinum, which is again a bacterium which helps in production of butyric acid. Lactobacillus, another bacterium which helps in production of lactic acid. So these are all the acid producers. Yeast is used for commercial production of ethanol. We have already checked the formula of ethanol in the previous slides. Microbes are also used for the production of enzymes apart from chemicals and acids. Enzymes like lipases, these are used in detergent formulations and are helpful in removing oily stains in laundry. So your daily soaps and surfs, they contain the enzyme called lipases, which helps in removing the dirty stains from your clothes. Bottled fruit juices are clarified by the use of pectinases and proteases. Now suppose if you prepare a fruit juice at home, you find all the fibers present in it. Whereas if you take any bottled juice like Maaza, Coca-Cola or anything, so the bottled fruit juice will be clear. It is totally clear of any fiber. So this is because of the use of pectinases and proteases. Streptokinase is also produced by a bacterium called Streptococcus and it is modified by genetic engineering. This one is used as a clot buster for removing clots from the blood vessels of patients who have undergone myocardial infection which leads to heart attack. See how useful it is. Streptokinase, it is a clot buster. It gives or revives life. It is a life-saving drug produced by the microbes. Another bioactive molecule called as cyclosporin A is used as an immunosuppressive agent in organ transplantations and this is produced by Trichoderma polysporum. See, we know about organ transplant, liver is transplanted or heart is transplanted in patients who require them. So for them, a bioactive molecule called as cyclosporin A is used, which is acting as an immunosuppressive agent. And this is produced by a fungus called as Trichoderma polysporum. Similarly, another microbe by name Monascus purpureus, it helps in production of statins. This Monascus purpureus is a yeast which produces statins and these are commercialized as blood cholesterol lowering agents. Statins will act as competitive inhibitor for the enzyme responsible for the synthesis of cholesterol. So they help in lowering the cholesterol level in the body. Now coming to microbes in sewage treatment. How are microbes helpful in sewage disposal and how they will help in cleaning up the environment, we will learn now. We know that large quantities of wastewater is generated every day in cities and towns and also in every households. And these form a major component of this wastewater is human excreta. Municipal wastewater is also called as sewage. It contains large amounts of organic matter, microbes and many of which of these are pathogenic and disease causing. Sewage is treated in sewage treatment plants, which are also called as STPs, to make it less polluting. Treatment of wastewater is done by heterotrophic microbes naturally present in the sewage. This treatment is carried out in two stages, which is called as primary treatment and secondary treatment. The primary treatment involves physical removal of particles which are large and small from the sewage through filtration and sedimentation. So either you filter them and then you do the sedimentation and remove the physical removal of large particles or small particles from the sewage by filtration or sedimentation is called as primary treatment. These particles are removed in stage-wise manner, initially by floating debris by sequential filtration. You can see in the picture the stage where the filtering is done. Then the grit, which is the soil and small pebbles, are removed by sedimentation. The sedimentation tank is seen in the picture. All solids that settle from the primary sludge and the supernatant forms the effluent. So the primary settlement tank will produce the effluent. Effluent from the primary settling tank is taken into the secondary treatment plant, that is STP. So you can see in the picture the whole arrangement of the tanks.